Hey everyone, this is Matt with My Model Y Adventure. I have another Model Y/3 package here from Pimp My EV that I think is going to be pretty cool. These are the newest, or is the newest version of the wireless auto-presenting door handles. And these look to be the easiest ones so far of any of the auto-presenting door handles. Because the only type of wiring that's there, this is the kind of main ECU control box. You can see we have a plug here, the white plug, which is what this connects to, which is in essence connecting to the blue plug, which is in the Model Y on the passenger side in the front to connect to the CAN system in the car. And then we have a ground wire there, and then there's a red power wire, and that's it for the ECU. It does not have anything else to plug into with the door handles themselves. Let me pull out one here. Unlike the previous versions that had a separate kind of module or box for Bluetooth to connect to, everything is integrated fully into the door handle. So in essence, there's a splice plug here that connects into the car door, and that's it. There's no other module to plug in for power or control that some of the previous iterations of this had. It's one unit, all integrated in here, and there's 4 of them. The other item that's kind of in the box besides the 3 other door handles are kind of these metal plates here that go on the back, because there's going to be one item that we're going to be stealing from the original door that just screws into here using the screws that are on the original door handle. In this, in essence, will just sit one plug for each of the 4 handles here in between the new door handle and then that module. And from what I've seen, it's either due to something with the magnetic kind of field within the door latch to help prevent any type of disruption there. I'm not exactly sure, but from what I have seen, at least in the US market or North American market, if your door handle does not come equipped with that stock, to add this in to here to help kind of ensure everything works correctly. So I'm going to head outside to the garage and kind of walk through on one of the doors what the process is to install it. And then separately, I'll walk through how to wire this up, at least on the Model Y. It'll be similar process for the Model 3, not exactly the same. And then depending on your year, I have a 2024 Model Y Performance. Your installation process might vary slightly based on iterations of the different vehicles throughout the years. So let me head out there and we'll get started. All right, so we're out in the garage. If you get any background noise, I have my garage door open just for some extra light. It did thunderstorm earlier today, so it is quite humid and hot, so don't mind the fan down here. Trying to keep things a little bit cooler. It's about 89 degrees or so in the garage. So what we're going to be basically doing is taking off the door panel. It's held on by 3 T30 screws. There's one of them right here. There is another one behind the reflector. Oh, can't see it from that side. There's a reflector that's right here on the side. And then there's a final one kind of down here, I believe. There's a hole. I'll have to find it, and I can show you kind of exactly right where my finger is. There's a hole down here. You can see there's some light coming, but there is a screw down there. Taking the door panel off, prior to doing this, you have to remove the speaker. So I have some plastic pry tools to lift that up. We're going to then remove the door panel after taking out those 3 screws. It is kind of my first time taking off this door panel, so probably is going to fight a little bit to do so. But usually sticking a pry tool in the bottom, using your fingers to kind of pull away at the door will help with that. and then we'll kind of continue on from there. So let me use a pry tool to remove the speaker, and then I'm just going to remove the 3 bolts. I won't show you that because it's as simple as using a screwdriver to remove that, and then we'll kind of come back once I have the door panel off to kind of show you what your options are going forward. I did turn off the MCU on the car, and I have seen from some other people that were doing installations that when we remove the door panel, the bolts that are holding the window regulator and the frame on, because there are some bolts behind here you have to remove, you may have to adjust your window. So I'm not going to unplug the window on the back side, the power to that yet, until I can figure out exactly how everything is aligned. So I'll be back in just a few minutes. Once for you guys it'll be seconds once I have the door panel off. All right, so I did remove the door panel. When removing the speaker, at least for me, there was some adhesive around here, so it made it a little difficult to pull the speaker vertically up and remove it. But the door panel is held on by kind of these, if it will focus here, these plastic and these white, or the plastic white, and then these black clips that then clip into the various segments in the door panel, and they kind of go all the way down here at the bottom and around. And for kind of ease of everything, I am going to unplug everything that's holding this door panel on. So there is this harness here. This is for the manual door latch lever. So you kind of just pull up on here, remove kind of this metal wire. This all comes together by rotating everything. And then there is a wiring harness here. You can see it goes to various segments of where everything is. I am just going to unplug, you know, kind of where it is connected here, and then back over here. So that way I can put the door panel down and have easier access to continue removing the bolts that are holding on kind of this plastic panel. And so let me go ahead and complete all those steps, and then I'll be right back. All right, so I have the door panel completely removed. I removed the manual steering, or I'm sorry, manual door opener. And then here are the various cables. They're all color coded, so you can't put it back together wrong. You know, blue goes to blue, white's for the speaker, black goes to black over there, another black that connects with the blue, so you can't mess it up. But now there's gonna be some 8mm bolts, I believe they are, throughout the door. So there's 2 up here, here, 1 over here, 1 here, 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 and then down on the bottom left of the speaker. So let me go ahead and then remove those, and then we'll continue on to the next step. One final thing I forgot to mention before I continued on with removing the bolts here is we do need to remove this weather stripping that's basically held on back here. There's like some plastic push pins that are behind here that hold this part on. So you do want to remove those with kind of a plastic pry tool. And then this is all connected to this piece that goes all the way across. That will come all the way up. And then you also do want to unplug the main harness here to be able to fully remove the door placard. But there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, one more down there, 12 8mm bolts that you do have to remove the door placard. One other step we do want to do is mark where the window is. I have some green painter's tape here. We're going to want to mark where it is kind of horizontally and then vertically, because we do need to remove the window to kind of complete the process for the installation. So I'm just going to put on here the green tape. I'll put a strip here, and then I'll kind of cut it right here so that way I can separate it. And we'll just do another strip over here, kind of the same thing. And I have a black Sharpie. So just gonna mark kind of a line here. That way when I do reinstall it, I know I'm gonna be centered kind of vertically. And then after I cut it, I'm just gonna take my Sharpie, go across here horizontally, so I know exactly where horizontally this way, and then vertically aligned the window is. And then there's two 10mm bolts. You can see one peeking right through here, and then there's another one right through this hole. You can take those out. The weather stripping, there's the 3 holes. There's one over here behind my finger, another one right up here, and a final one right here. They're just really easy, kind of with a plastic pry bar that you can remove those. So let me go ahead and cut this, remove the two 10mm bolts, and then I'll pull the window out, and we'll continue on with removing the plastic shroud in here. To remove the window, so there's a bolt right here, which is located right in this hole, and then there's another one right there. Those are the ones you want to remove so you can remove the window. The one that's here and the one that's in here are the ones for the regulator, which I've already removed, which is why they're not there. So then after you remove those ones, you'll be able to pull the window out. All right, so I removed all of the 12 bolts that were holding this door kind of shield placard seal thing on. Basically, if any water drips in here, it stops everything coming onto the door panel. I put my work light here so it's a little bit easier for everyone to see. Let me kind of zoom in a little bit. So there are 3 bolts. There's one. Oop, didn't mean to zoom in. There's 2. And then there's a 3rd one kind of peeking. Where's my finger? There it is. Back there. That you need to remove. Now, from what I've seen, you can't really remove this one unless you remove this connection here. So I'm going to work on removing those 3 bolts that are holding the original door handle on, unplug this connection, and then I'll be right back so we can install the new door handle and wire everything up. All right, so I have removed the door handle with those 3 nuts because in essence there's just some studs. You can kind of see one to the left of the opening that slide on to the holes, the one on the left up there, the one on the top, the one on the bottom here, and then here is the stock plug here to basically lock and unlock doors. This is a T20 connection, so just go ahead and remove these 2 bolts and take this part off. This is the only piece of the original door handle you're going to continue to use. I will then put it on the new door handle. Go ahead and then secure the bolts, which are 10mm, I should have said that before, that are holding the door handle onto the actual physical door, and then we'll go through the wiring steps. All right, so I have the new door handle installed. The existing plug that was here still plugs into the original Tesla unit here. So we don't use this for the connection. This is an 8-pin port, where this one is only 4 pins. So you're actually going to take power from the door latch. So embedded within here, kind of behind here, is the connection for that. You're going to remove this, plug that into over here, kind of in this splitter, and then this is going to plug into the latch. So you're in essence taking power and everything from that existing harness and using the new one from the door handle to get power for everything with that. So it's a little hard to hold the camera and unplug this with everything with one hand, but let me work on that, and then that will basically complete the installation of the handle. Then we got to put everything back together. All right, so just to recap, this was the kind of splitter that comes from the door handle. I did plug everything into the port for the latch, basically unplug that. It's easiest to get a flathead screwdriver, and there is this white part on the plug. You can stick the screwdriver through here, and just push, basically, let me try to focus over here. Push this way with the screwdriver. That comes out super easy. And then you just plug in the original connection to the door there. And if I turn around here, here's the new door handle. You can just press it and it auto presents. Right now it's on a rainbow color mode. We'll go through kind of changing everything after I get all of them installed. It will auto retract by itself after a certain set period. But if you also lock the car, then the door handles do retract as well. There's a couple different pieces of functionality that we can talk through after I get everything installed. So what I'm gonna do is basically put everything back together for the door. You know, putting you can just hear, I don't know if you heard it, the door handle just retracted. You can see it's not kind of presenting anymore. Put everything, excuse me, back together into the door. I'll put the window back in, put all the bolts back in, then put the door plate on, and then I'm gonna do the other 3 off camera. I'll video if there's anything different or unique with the other doors. But then once all of that is completed inside here, then we'll start going through the wiring for the ECU box, in essence, to get power to the Bluetooth to be able to control everything to auto present when you walk up. So give me some time to go through that. For you guys, it will be seconds, and then we'll get started again. All right, well, to install the ECU, you have to remove this trim piece. There's a small trim piece here, and then this large trim piece here. There is a kind of push pin right here that you have to take out. And then there's also this carpet attachment, which is also within a push pin. And then within here, I plugged in, it's actually on my 2024 Model Y, it's like a gray plug, but the blue plug from the kit does plug into that. And from there, we're gonna plug it into the ECU. So let me go ahead and do that. Kind of hard with one hand. All right. And then we need to run the wires up to the front of the vehicle, kind of through the carpet here. So let me pop the frunk, remove the storage bin in there, and the HEPA filter, and we'll see how we can fish these wires through the firewall and to connect them to the battery. All right, so there is a blue plug where I have those red and white wires coming out that you can remove, and you can shove like a fish tape back through there, and then pull the wires from basically inside the car. You got to remove the lower trim underneath the glove box. For mine, there's just a few push pins, super simple to remove, and then basically run it to the positive side of the battery. For me, I have the 16-volt lithium ion, so I just have a stud that I can wire it to. And then for the ground, right back here is where I have a bolt that I have the plug, or not the plug, the wire connected to. And then inside, the blue plug just plugged into the CAN bus of the vehicle. So let me put everything back together in the front up here, and we can start going through the door handles. All right, I did want to mention I did have a one problem while installing these, was for these metal spacers that are supposed to go basically on the door handle. Here's the original one on the car. Pull it out of the bag. So there is normally a module that's screwed into here that sits right here. And then you would take one of the metal spacers, put it on top of where the screw holes are, and then put the module on top of it. Apparently on some older Model Ys, this spacer is needed to have the door lock function work properly when you open the doors. However, on my 2024 Model Y Performance, when I installed the spacers on the new wireless door handles, the door would unlock, it would not unlock with the door handle at all. So after installing 3 doors and putting the new handles on, I came to find out when I had to open it that the door would not unlock when pulling on the actual handle. So to kind of walk through it, when it does present, I would pull, but the door would not unlock. It would not work. So I had to remove that spacer from the door handles I had already installed, and then it works, as you just saw, completely as normal and as expected. So if you purchase this product and you install the door handle, you can do it with the spacer first and just validate if you close the door, or not even that, you can just have the door open. But if you pull on the handle, if you do not hear the door electronically unlocking, you need to take that spacer out in between the module and the new door handle, and that will resolve your issue. Since I did that, I've had 0 problems and everything is completely working as expected. All right, and to change the colors of the wireless door handles, let me just unlock them. I'm going to hold down on the P button to change gears. You heard it beep, and now we're in like a rainbow color mode. I'm going to hold it again. Now it's static red, green, blue. Can have a rainbow mode, but not as fast. So now it's a static red color. And you can just keep pressing down the P button, and it will just cycle through the colors. Let me lock it and unlock it. Now we can see it's like a blue color. That's the color I'm going to keep, as my car is blue in color. Any questions, please add a comment below. I can certainly help answer them. And again, this is for the newest version of the wireless door handles available from Pimp My EV. You can use the link below in the description. I'll link it directly to the product, and you can use the code ADVENTURE for 15% off.